Hello, everybody out there. Yeah, Mike Sokol again. I'm just getting ready to try a couple more experiments for a couple of big classes that I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks. Um, New lighting, new cameras, new stuff. So you get to be my guinea pigs. I'm just going to go through a couple of little bits and pieces. I'm going to roll through all the ways that I can actually do the screens here now, and I'm going to do a really, really short presentation on Hotskin, just to give you a taste of what I can do with this system now. Yeah, so it will do a countdown that I can mute my voice on just to get every. Okay, once we do that, we should be back to normal. I'm seeing there. If any of you guys are seeing this or hearing this, go ahead and give me a shout out. Let me know how it looks to you and how it sounds. I'm trying to do my best possible job on this. Yeah, you guys know I'm actually an audio video engineer. So if I don't do this really well, I get a lot of flack from all of my colleagues out there who like to watch this stuff. Let's see, my next thing, I can look at my PowerPoint presentation and a couple of interesting things. Well, I've got this showing up on an iPad in front of me, so I can actually go ahead and do like laser paint pointer stuff on it now just by wiggling my finger around, which I think is pretty darn cool. And I have the ability to actually put my face up there while I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation. Pretty darn scary, isn't it? Let me see if I can get this part to go up over my face. Nope, it does not. Robert, let's see. Now you get to be my guinea pig. Robert Roselle. I hope that's how you say it. It's just fine. And Chip says, looks and sounds great, Mike. There we go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I also have overhead camera here that I can now, I've got some extra lighting on here, so I can go ahead and do, let's say, a 9-volt battery test. So let's get this set down to 9 volts. I think we can see this. And here's my somewhat dead battery that I'm going to test. I found out this thing's really running out of juice, but that's okay. There we go. Got to get it out of the shadow or out of the bright lights. And we can see that this so-called 9-volt battery is only doing about 6.5 volts right now, 6.4 volts. So we can say this one doesn't have much juice left. Let's see. Oh, I wonder if we can actually hear the beep on here. We may or may not, because I want to be able to show that. There's our continuity test. I'm afraid. There. Oh, I'm not going to rig up a second microphone just so I can hear the continuity test. But yes, it does beep. Oh, I can do the overhead cam with a split so that I can be doing stuff over here. And you guys can see me, what I'm doing. Overhead cam picture in picture, so I can be up in the corner. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. And back to my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so what is this volts thing? Well, I like to think of, let's see. Oh, I know what I want to do, picture in picture. What is this volts thing? Well, I like to think of voltage as electrical pressure, like water pressure in a tank or air pressure in your tire. And you can see here that 10 psi of pressure might give you, let's see, whoops, there we go. 10 psi pressure on the left might give you a trickle coming out of a faucet. But if you have a much higher pressure, you're going to get much more flow. Let's see how that works. Very good. And you can see electricity voltage always tries to equalize. It tries to get to the same level. So for instance, in this case, equal pressures, if we had two tanks interconnected, that both had the same amount of water in them, there would be no flow between them. But if we had one tank, let's say on the left, has more pressure or electric voltage in it, then on the right, the current is going to flow from this tank to that tank until it equalizes pressure. And of course, volts do the same thing. So if you can see over here on the right, if we have a light bulb connected to both sides of the light bulb connected to just the positive terminal on the battery, there will be no voltage difference between here and here. So consequently, there will be no current flow, no lighting. Whereas if we have the one side connected here and the other side connected here, the filament's going to see a difference of 12 volts across it, which will allow us to actually see it because it lights up. Current is really the flow of electrons. I like to think of it as little drips of electricity, and it takes pressure to push water through the hose, and it takes voltage to push current through a wire. And you can see here I've got my little turbine that I drew, and in this case, this is my pump, my little turbine over here that I'm spinning to take energy off of this, and then it's returning back here. RV hot skins are basically when the chassis of the RV basically gets more than about 30 volts above earth ground. We consider it to be something that was called a hot skin condition. I got to tell you, the RV industry is the only one that I know of that actually calls it a hot skin. They call them contact voltage and step voltage and stray voltage and a lot of other places. But so basically an RV, if the chassis of the RV has been energized somehow and you touch it, that current can flow through your heart down into the ground below, and that's what can be very dangerous. Well, I'm kind of liking this. Don't complete the circuit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at overhead camera again. That's looking pretty good. Overhead camera with a split left-right. The only thing I haven't shown is interview, but I'm going to go ahead and set up that. So how do you guys like my, I've got my lava lamp in full lava mode here on the left side of me, and I've got flying toasters over here running on the other side. You can see my youth and my youthful craziness here. And back in the day here, this is also my black light poster from the guys from Electro Harmonics from back when I was a rock and roller with hair down to here, and I used to jump through fireballs back in the 70s, kind of in a glam rock, hard rock, crazy rock band back in the day. Okay, guys, I am going to sign off. Let me just double check this. Okay, so that looks good. That looks good. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So thanks. I can't spell, but thanks and bunch. Thanks a bunch. Or and bunch, depending on how you do. Okay, I'm going to sign off and go see what this looks like. Thank you very much for playing along.